Hey, if you've been throwing money at lawn products and your grass still looks pale and patchy every summer, I want to save you some real frustration. After years working on lawns professionally, the lushest, darkest lawns I've ever seen, they belong to people using almost nothing. No fancy sprays, no expensive treatments. What they do have is a solid understanding of how grass actually works. So today I'm walking you through 7 steps that genuinely move the needle. And not one of them involves a bottle of chemicals. Let's get into it. Step 1. Fix your pH. This is the step almost everybody skips, and honestly, it's probably why everything else you've tried hasn't worked. Grass color comes down to how well your lawn can actually access the nutrients in your soil. And the single biggest thing controlling that is pH. Get it wrong, and your grass can't absorb nutrients. Doesn't matter how much you feed it. Most lawns want a pH somewhere between 6.0 and 7.0. A basic soil test kit is cheap and takes about 5 minutes. It's genuinely the most valuable thing you can do for your lawn all year. Too acidic? Apply some garden lime to bring it up gradually. Too high? Work in sulfur or acidic compost to pull it back down. These aren't chemical fixes. You're just adjusting the environment so your grass can do what it naturally wants to do. Sort this out first, and everything else I'm about to tell you becomes way more effective. Step 2. Add natural iron. Iron is the nutrient most directly responsible for that deep, dark green color. It drives chlorophyll production, and more chlorophyll means that rich, saturated green you see on the best-looking lawns. Most synthetic fertilizers either skip iron completely or use forms that wash out of the soil almost immediately. A liquid iron tonic applied in spring and again midsummer can visibly darken a pale lawn within a week. On a deficient lawn, the difference can be pretty dramatic. For a longer-term fix, top dress with good quality compost once or twice a year. As it breaks down, it slowly releases iron into the soil. Feeding your grass consistently without any synthetic inputs, that's exactly how professional groundskeepers get those lawns that always look a cut above. Quick thing to remember, bright lime green usually means you're overfeeding with high nitrogen synthetics. Deep, dark green means your soil is actually in balance. Step 3. Mow taller. Cutting grass too short is one of the most common reasons lawns look pale, and it's completely avoidable. Longer blades have more surface area to photosynthesize, which means more chlorophyll and a noticeably darker color. Scalped grass is stressed grass, and stressed grass loses color, thins out, and rolls out the welcome mat for weeds. For cool season grasses like ryegrass or fescue, aim for about 7 to 10 centimeters. Never take off more than 1/3 of the blade in one cut. If your lawn's been cut short for a while, raise the blade gradually over a few mows rather than all at once. Within 2 or 3 cuts at the right height, you'll already see a difference. And as a bonus, taller grass holds moisture better, which helps everything else on this list work even better. This one costs nothing and gets results faster than almost anything else. Step 4. Water deeply. How you water matters more than most people think. The 2 biggest mistakes? Watering at the wrong time and watering too shallowly too often. Both of those create shallow roots that stress quickly and drop color fast. Instead, water deeply 2 or 3 times a week. And always do it in the morning, somewhere between 6 and 10 a.m. The grass gets the moisture it needs to handle the heat of the day, and the blades dry out before nightfall, which keeps fungal disease away. Deep watering trains roots to grow downward where moisture and nutrients are more stable. That means your lawn stays greener for longer between sessions and handles dry spells much better. Want an easy way to check if you're getting it right? Push a screwdriver into the lawn after watering. If it goes in 15 centimeters without much resistance, you're good. If it hits a hard stop before that, water for longer each time. Step 5. Stop bagging your clippings. Leave them on the lawn. I know it feels counterintuitive, but just hear me out. When clippings break down, and they break down fast, usually within a few days, they return nitrogen, potassium, and other nutrients directly back into the soil. Over a full growing season, that's the equivalent of 1 or 2 fertilizer applications, completely free every year. The idea that clippings cause thatch? That's mostly a myth. Thatch builds up from roots and stems, not leaf blades. Short clippings from regular mowing decompose quickly and don't pile up. If your mower has a mulching setting, use it. It chops everything into smaller pieces that break down even faster. Most people relying on synthetic fertilizers are literally paying to replace the nitrogen they removed by bagging their clippings. Stop bagging, break that cycle, and let the lawn feed itself. Step 6. Aerate regularly. Compacted soil is one of the most underappreciated reasons grass looks pale and thin, and it's easy to overlook because you can't always see it. When soil gets compacted from foot traffic or heavy rain, the air pockets that roots need to breathe get squeezed out. Water and nutrients just sit on the surface instead of reaching the root zone. Grass above compacted soil almost always looks worse than it should, no matter what you put on it. Aeration fixes that by opening up channels for air, water, and nutrients to get where they actually need to go. For home lawns, hollow tine aeration is the most effective method. It pulls out small plugs of soil and leaves behind channels roots can grow into. Do it once a year, early autumn for cool season grasses, late spring for warm season. Follow it up with a light top dressing of compost to fill those channels with organic matter. You'll usually see the color improve within a few weeks. And if hollow tine aeration sounds like too much effort, even a garden fork pushed in at regular intervals across the lawn makes a real difference. Step 7. Overseed the thin areas. Thin grass is pale grass. One of the most reliable ways to get a darker looking lawn is to just make it denser, and you don't need to start from scratch. Overseeding is the answer. You're sowing new seed directly onto your existing lawn, filling in the gaps, and increasing the number of blades per square meter. More blades means a richer, darker color overall. Best time to do it is early autumn when the soil's still warm but temperatures are starting to drop. Perfect conditions for germination. Before you overseed, mow a little shorter than usual and rake the surface well to clear out dead material and get better seed-to-soil contact. That contact is everything when it comes to germination. Match your seed to your existing grass type and water consistently until the new grass establishes. A lawn that looked thin and patchy in August can genuinely look dense and dark green by October. Done every 2 or 3 years, overseeding is one of the most cost-effective, chemical-free things you can do for a lawn that consistently looks great. And that's your 7 steps. Fix the pH. Add iron naturally. Mow at the right height. Water deeply in the morning. Leave your clippings. Aerate once a year. Overseed when it starts to thin. You don't have to do all 7 right now. Just pick whichever one fits your situation and start there. If this was useful, subscribe for more honest, practical lawn and garden advice every week, and drop a comment below. Tell me which step you're trying first. I'd love to hear how it goes.